Welcome to Sold Out Sales School, the podcast for women with heart-led, impact-driven offers who are tired of being the internet's best-kept secret. I'm Trish Ware, mom of 7, former labor nurse turned 7-figure business owner and business mentor for B2C brands. If you're marketing to moms, parents, or real people who are not going to make money off your offer, this show was made for you. You tried the big name coaches, but their strategies weren't built for your audience. Here, we do sales differently. No bro marketing, no cold DMs, no weird hooks, no fake urgency, just clear messaging, aligned offers, and strategy that actually converts. You're not here to hustle harder and miss all your family events. You're here to scale smarter with simplicity. So let's get you sold out. So what we're going to talk about is dialing in your messaging so that you are attracting exactly who needs your offer. But even more than that, exactly who you want to work with, because that matters as well. And this is something that I just came naturally to me on Labor Nurse Mama, which is why I have almost 400,000 followers just on Instagram. I have about 600,000 followers on all of the accounts, but Instagram is definitely my baby. So we're going to talk about, just in a laid back fashion. This is for the fellow queens who want to grow a profitable 7-figure business. You have to know your messaging. You have to know who you're talking to. And even more importantly, your content has to be something that you could talk about for hours because you know it so well. This is why I work with people who are experts in their field or are a subject matter expert, whether it's mental health, weight loss, fitness, nursing, birth, whatever it is. Because whether you're sipping coffee or wrangling your kids or your dog, I've got a little puppy on my lap, or kicking back after a long day of running your empire, you will not have a successful business if you don't know who you're talking to. You have to dial in your messaging. So why is messaging everything? First off, if you've never heard this saying, I want you to write it down. When you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. This is so hard for us as creators. This is so hard for us as business owners because we feel like if we narrow down to just talking to the one, we're going to miss out on all the opportunity. But the truth is, when you narrow down your messaging, then you find the opportunity. Messaging is everything. That's how they know who you are, what you stand for, and what you have to offer. So the problem is if you're too vague or you're trying to talk to everyone, you're going to attract the wrong people. So let's say you're teaching people how to make money in the online space and you say something like, you're always broke, you don't have money to invest, and you just don't really know where to start. You have called out that person as opposed to you want to be free. You want to have choices that your finances bring in for you. Now you're calling in, you're future pacing. The ones that you call in are the people you want to work with. So if you're not calling in the right people, they're not going to buy your offer and you're not even going to want them to. So practically, if your content is too general, if you've watered it down, if it's so broad that it appeals to everyone, you're not going to make sales. And I'm just going to say that flat out. When you water down your message, when you get too broad, you're losing the people who will actually want to work with you. So it's like talking to a room of people. Picture your Instagram account, your social media account, whatever it is you will, your email. If you're talking to everyone in the room, no one really knows who you're actually talking to. So be specific. Stop talking. Let's say you're in the fitness, right? Stop talking to moms who want to get fit. That's very vague. It doesn't sound vague to some people, right? But it is very vague. I want you to dial in more. Postpartum moms who want to rebuild their fitness or their strength after a C-section. That is dialed in. And what happens in our brain is that we start talking ourselves out of dialing in. So, a lot of times, what I teach my clients is that I want you to actually talk to you. It's probably you you're talking to. Maybe you got into the fitness world because you had a C section and you just couldn't get back into shape. Talk to her. What were you feeling? What were you thinking? That's what your content should be all about. It should be what you were feeling, what you were thinking. Listen to your current students, listen to your current clients. What are they saying in your DMs? What are they saying in your email, like messaging back to you? That's the level of detail you have to dial in on. If you're focusing on features, so let's say your messaging is saying, if you join my program, you're going to get module 1. We're going to be talking all about your pregnancy. Module 2, we're going to be talking about labor. Module 3, no, 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 no. Don't talk about what's inside your program. That's great. And there's a time and a place for it. That's a sales page. But let's get real. No one cares about the features. What they care about is what is it going to do for them? What is the transformation that they are going to have by joining your program? If you're only talking about what you offer, we have 8 modules and 4 Zoom calls, and we have a private Facebook group. You're not painting a picture for your ideal client. You have to paint a picture of the end result. What are they going to get by working with you? Flip the script. Focus on the outcome. Tell them about the transformation that will happen, how they'll walk away feeling so confident. This is what I do with my birth courses. When you take my birth course, you are going to have a birth. No matter the outcome, you're going to feel calm and confident and empowered. How are they going to feel in their business once they work with you? How are they going to feel in their birth once they work with you? The next thing that I want to talk to, and this especially goes out to my nurses, my doulas, my mental health coaches, my parenting coaches, are you talking in a way that she talks or he talks if you work with men? I don't work with men. But how are they talking? When they're sending you DMs, what language are they using? What words are they using? That is a sneaky mistake that a lot of professionals make. So for my realtors, I know I have a lot of realtors. Are you using the words that your clients would be using? If you think about it, if you're using language that you could talk to another professional in your profession, girl, you're using the wrong language. Your dream client needs to see you and what you're see themselves and what you're saying. If they don't feel called out in the first 5 seconds, you've lost them. Let that drop in. You have to call them out in the first 5 seconds. So if you want to speak to experienced birth workers, then go for it. Or a nurse, then go for it. Drop terms that resonate with them. But if you want to speak to a mama or a father or a parent or a woman that maybe, I have a client who's a sex coach and she wants to speak to that woman. What is that woman feeling? Not what another sex coach is thinking, what her client is thinking. Show them that you get what they're going through, that you see them. When your content makes them feel seen and heard, it's going to explode. So, how to dial it in? Let's be practical. Get clear on who you're talking to. I teach my clients, I mentor them to have a name for their ideal person, for their BFE, their best fan ever. So, when you write something, I want you to ask yourself, whether it's a social post, an email, a podcast episode, who is this really for? And will she understand it? Now, here's a little marketing tip that you may not know. The average person speaks at a 3rd to 4th grade level. So once you write, whatever content it is, run it through AI and tell the AI to dumb it down to a 3rd grade level. That's what's going to gain traction. Picture your BFE in mind, get specific. What's her vibe? What's her energy? What's her problems? What's the result she wants? And future pace her. If you don't know what future pace is, dig in, do some research. Write like you're speaking to the future version of her after she works with you, after she takes your course, after she is in your world for a while, right? If she says no thanks or she doesn't get it, she wasn't your client anyway. That's okay. That's all right. Remember, practical tip number 2, use their words, not industry jargon. And, for your Instagram profile, don't use all sorts of initials and certifications. They don't care about that. They want to know what you can do for them. And then have the courage. Here you go. You ready? This is from a 7-figure business owner. Have the courage to repel the people you don't want to work with. It's okay. Speak in a way that you are polarizing the people who you don't want to work with anyway. So let's say you're a birth educator and you only want to work with home birth clients. You're not going to speak in a way that's going to attract hospital birth clients. You're going to speak in a way that polarizes them. That is literally, if someone shows up who's not aligned with you and your work, they're not a fit for you. Let them bounce. Let them go. Create messaging that says this is for you if you're ready to make moves inside of blank, whatever your niche is. That alone will cut out the people who it's not for by saying who it is for. The next thing you want to do is just test and refine. You have to know your numbers. Do not make decisions based on your emotions. Make decisions based on what your numbers are telling you. And refine your messaging as you go. So if you have a reel that bounces off with your ideal client, now, if you have a reel that goes viral and it doesn't bring you your ideal client, that is not profitable. That's not worth it. But if you have a reel that goes off in your niche and it brings you ideal followers, that is a reel to repeat. That is the content to repeat. So analyze that content. Look at the hook. How did you speak? Who did you speak to? And what were you doing in the video? And then recreate the exact same thing. You guys can use the same messaging over and over and over again. People need to hear things like 30 plus times before they make a decision. So it's okay to repeat your content. If you have content that you've created and you just think this is amazing, but it does nothing for your business, you might need to let it go. All right, queens. That's a wrap for today. That was a short little one, but I challenge you right now to take a look at your messaging right now. Are you speaking to the person you want to work with? Is it specific enough? Are you attracting? Are you selling? If not, you need to refine your messaging, get super stinking clear. I want you to be like, gosh, I could not make this more clear at all. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM and we can chat a little bit. Make sure your messaging is on track. All right, you guys, until next time, be bold, take action, and build your empire. Okay, that's your cosmic slap on the ass, babe, because action takers are money makers. You're the magic. Don't forget it. If this episode gave you any clarity or any inspiration or lit a little fire under your booty, girl, go hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and then come hang out with me on Instagram at @IamTrishWare. DM me the word messaging if you're ready to refine your voice, attract your BFE, which is your best fan ever, and grow a business you're obsessed with. Until next time, be bold, take action, and build your empire. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.